Hey guys, welcome back to Maxplained, Dawn of War Unification. Today I have another faction guide for you, this time for the Black Templar. The Black Templar are the angry German Marines. For some, they are melee focused Marines with some special traits like the Righteous Zeal, so they get zealous pretty fast, get bonuses but also some maluses from it. Are very infantry heavy, as I said, melee heavy, and are a little special when it comes to their squad leaders and stuff. So as usual, we will cover all the small details and stuff in a save game that I have prepared. And here you are in the save game, where we then quickly run through the units and stuff, but for now we check the resources and unit caps. Resources are as standard as it can get. You get resources from your HQ, from points, from listing posts, get upgrades in the listing posts in tier 2 and tier 3. Power at the same, you get it from plasma generators, from thermal plasma generators, and add upgrades. So there's nothing special here. What is a bit special are the unit caps. You do not start with 10-0 as for the usual Space Marines, you start with 6-0. And the way you increase this is also a little special. Yes, you still have the two infantry cap upgrades, this time in the barracks, not your HQ, but you get like one from various leaders like your Castellan, your chaplain and stuff, also from a veteran from your command squad, plus you get two more from your chaplain as well. You get two from your barracks building, and then you get later on even two from a Damocles, which is a special unit that I think I have forgot to build here, which I will then do in due time. Vehicle cap, you start with 2. Once you build your machine cult, then you can get up to 4 upgrades, but also the Damocles increases your vehicle cap by 2 as well. So in the end you have the 20-20, but the way you get there, especially for the infantry, is very special. And this also is reflected in some build orders, because you have to go around. If you do not open barracks, for example, you need to think on how to get around the limits of your squad cap. Okay, let's quickly jump over to the buildings. The buildings are not as special in the sense as you have in HQ. It does not have any visual differences in the tiers. Just to show it here, in tier 1 you can get the barracks and the armory. The barracks, of course, offer all your infantry, and the armory for your upgrades. Notably that you get in the armory also the smoke launcher upgrade, because your machine cult is pretty full. Your machine cult in tier 2 is your unit production, vehicle production building, like for your rhinos and all the good stuff. Also the vehicle cap increase is here, so this is you see pretty full here, so the smoke launchers went over to the armory. No commander upgrade building here in tier 2, only the machine cult, and in tier 3 you get the orbital relay for your terminators, which only can build from the barracks. And here you can build like fire support squads, which is a ranged squad, dreadnoughts and all the good stuff to deep strike in. About the unit that I forgot, I quickly will rally it over so we can talk later about it. Your listing posts are also pretty standard, they can be upgraded. Then you have turrets. You start off with a heavy bolter tarantula turret and then a lascannon tarantula turret. You also have access to mines. So building wise, this is pretty standard, apart from that you can only get the machine cult and not another commander like building. All your commanders you get from your HQ actually. Okay, and before we jump into each of the units, there are two things that I need to cover before we jump into these. This is the general faction trait of all infantry of commanders, which is called Righteous Zeal. Righteous Zeal is activated if a unit is dead in the vicinity. This also works if a Tech Marine Artificer dies. Any unit counts, so if it dies, it takes a few seconds, and then you can see it in the purple glow around them. There you go, they are zealous now and cannot be controlled. I can control them now, because did I get the upgrade or something? Normally you cannot control them. You see when here, okay, now I cannot control them. Sometimes it's a bit finicky, but for this time, as long as they glow like this, they cannot be controlled normally. Not sure what is interfering with it here. And yeah, you also get some bonuses. You get more damage resistance, morale damage resistance, and I think also some damage increase, but I'm not really completely sure what it gets. It's quite a lot of bonuses, but also the malus of only you lose control. There's an upgrade in tier 2 which is called the Crusader Seals. This increases the bonuses you get and nullifies the control loss. So very important to get this upgrade in tier 2. It also has another implication which I tell you later. And then you have in your HQ from tier 2 onwards, before you can build the Emperor's Champion, which is this guy, you can get one of 4 vows. These vows do different things and are listed here once you get the Emperor's Champion out. For example, this one here is uphold the honor of the Emperor. Basically this is the defensive trait. I have a little list here so I can tell you what each of the traits do of the vows. Uphold the honor of the Emperor is the one that most people think is the best one because it decreases damage you take and also morale damage you take. So this makes your melee oriented units more durable. This also stacks with the Righteous Zeal, so you can get even more defensive and quote-unquote unkillable. It does not, last thing about the Righteous Zeal, these stacks, the more dead units, it does not stack in magnitude, only in duration. Then the second trait of vow you have is Abhor the Witch, which increases your movement speed, but only around your HQ. 200. 200 isn't too far. I think 200 is okay for the most one-on-one maps. It's maybe most of the map, but the larger the maps goes, the less good this is. Also, your champion gets keen sight, so detection, but only in a radius of 6, so only really close to it. But the most important part is that it nullifies Psycho abilities. In the previous version it was only the vanilla Psychos, but it's now updated to for all Psychos. So around it you can nullify abilities, which can be very helpful if you fight, for example, Elder and stuff like that. Then we have Suffer Not the Unclean to Live, which is gives your melee weapons a general weapon bonus, like a flat weapon damage bonus, so really good. It states that it slows your reload rate, but I'm not sure if this is actually true. And this one is really good against demons around the Emperor's Champion have their movement speed slowed. So this is really good if you fight like Chaos Demons or demon-centered factions. You can slow them down and then hack them down better with the melee weapons. And the last one, Accept the Challenge, is increased charge range and melee weapon accuracy, which is also just melee weapon damage increase. So this one is basically you can charge more easily into combat and then deal more damage in melee combat. As I said, uphold the honor of the Emperor most people use, but the 2 middle ones are, depending on what you face, good, like Abhor the Witch and Suffer Not the Unclean one, and Accept the Challenge is a more general offensive way to play. So this is Righteous Zeal. Righteous Zeal also is cancelled out the control loss if you have a commander attached to the squad. So if I attach the Castellan here, not sure why he's going over there. If I attach the Castellan to a squad, he will then make them not lose control. This is the way how you can juggle control in tier 1 to mitigate the control loss pretty well. Okay, this is Righteous Zeal out of the way. Now quickly jump into the commanders and builders. The builder is pretty good. The Techmarine Artificer is very speedy on foot, can get grenades as well, can build and repair. Has also a passive, which I can show you here. If I build a turret, it gets a little aura on top, so increases the effectiveness of turrets around him. I think accuracy and damage maybe, so very good in that regard. So very versatile builder, limited to 3 however. Then you have your Skull Probe. The Skull Probe is more or less the standard Skull Probe, which can detect, which can attach, but this Skull Probe can also jump. So there you go. Can go over obstacles with that. So a little useful in that sense, a little more useful. Then commander wise, your tier 1 commander is your Castellan. I haven't have a different version because later on you can upgrade him to a Terminator Castellan, which needs 3 upgrades. You need your commander upgrade, you need your Power Fist upgrade, and you need this one, the Terminator Honors. Then you can click on him to replace him with the Castellan Terminator. Castellan Terminator has an aura around him, increasing the damage and effectiveness of the units around. He can teleport, and he can, if you have researched it, call in the Holy Orb of Antioch, which is a big explosion. Can we quickly show it here? Boom. Costs a lot of resources, has a lengthy cooldown, so use at your own risk. The standard Castellan can also use it, and yeah, but cannot teleport. In tier 2 you can get a Emperor's Champion. Depending on which wow you get some bonuses from it, but he has a Blessed Frag Grenade, which is really nice, damages infantry and stuns it. Really basically a very good grenade. You also get in tier 2, I need to change again the Chaplain. The Chaplain is really strong. Not only does he get Zealous, so he gets more defensive bonuses, he also has the ability Unmatched Zeal, which basically also increases the defense and offense of the squad as long as it's active. So he can make the Zeal even stronger. So there you go. In tier 3 you can add Reclusiarch Merrick Grimaldus, which is also a chaplain, so they share a cap. You can only get one. This Grimaldus has a lot of bonuses here, which are shown in this little banner. Yeah, they strike foes harder, so they have a damage increase. They inspire the hearts, the fear, so he fears, also drains morale of enemy opponents, increases the regeneration of units around him, renders brothers immune to knockdown, which is pretty good, and increasing morale. So basically every bonus you can think of he has. And he can choose from 3 retinue members. You can mix and match as you want. You have a heavy bolter one, a multi-melter one, and a melee one with this little pikey thingy here, and a saw blade. So you can go melee or range depending on what you want to go. Then in tier 4 you get High Marshal Halbert, which is I think voiced by Caldaris. He can summon in a squad of veterans. In tier 4 he can have a battle cry as the usual damage increase for all units around. He has orbital bombardment if you have a orbital relay beacon, and he can also throw a Holy Orb of Antioch, but you see they have a shared cooldown for obvious reasons. He can also attach to a squad. This is your commanders. Now quickly jump to the units. Unit wise you have quite the versatility in tier 1. You start off with your Crusader squad. So Crusaders are melee focused, do not have a squad leader, however they have these neophytes. Neophytes require a barracks. These neophytes are basically your scouts and come with random loadouts. You see that most of them here have shotguns, but they can also have this little sword and bolt pistol. It is random what loadout they get. You can get some special weapons on these, like power weapon, fists, flamer, and plasma pistol. The flamer requires the armory, and these 3 requires special upgrades in the armory, like the power swords and additional tier 2. Then this requires the power fists upgrade in tier 2, and this one requires the plasma pistol upgrade in tier 2. All these 3 upgrades also increase the heavy weapon amount these guys can field by 1. I think at least the power sword and the plasma pistol. Oh, is it the plasma? No, these 2 increase it. So you then can have more special weapons on the squad. Otherwise, they start off with a squad limit of 3. If you build a barracks, they go up to 5, and then you can add up to 4 neophytes. So that's how you can get to the 10th squad over here. Your ranged unit, your Crusader Fire Support Squad, comes from the barracks. Starts off with these models around and can also get neophytes with the similar loadout. Shotguns, okay, those got all shotguns. No, these are bolters. They can also get shotguns. I'm almost certain. So there you have your neophytes. A lot of weapon options. In tier 1 you can get flamers and heavy bolters. So those guys get heavy bolters in tier 1. In tier 2 you can get plasma guns, melter guns, and missile launchers. And in tier 3 you get las cannons as well. They can get grenades as your Crusader squad here as well. Whoops, camera doing crazy things. In tier 1 still you can get assault marines, or assault initiates they are called. Those have storm shields and power thought, no chain sword, so they are very defensive, a lot of HP, very durable and jumpy. get melter bombs in tier 2, and also the power swords and power fists similar to your crusaders, same requirements. And they get a leap into combat. The leap into combat is locked behind the crusader seals in tier 2. So a valid way to go for those guys is normally that you start to build them once you're on the way to tier 2. And then you have like in tier 2, 1 or 2 of these squads, and then get the crusader seals, so they A, do not lose control, B, get more bonuses from righteous seal, and C, get their jump ability, so they get really online in tier 2. Also in tier 1, but locked behind the Castellan, is the command squad. Command squad can get some basic models, but also a lot of leaders. In tier 1 you can already get an apothecary to it, and in tier 2 the veteran sergeant, which gives you access to these melter bombs and also increases your squad cap by 1, but also the standard bearer. The standard bearer is very important, it gives damage bonuses around, and yeah, calls down a Thunderhawk once it gets killed, so the body gets picked up by a big old Thunderhawk that comes and shoots to all sides and then gets up again. Same is true actually for the Emperor's Champion, which I forgot to call. So the Emperor's Champion and the Banner Bearer get picked up, and the Banner Bearer is rather cheap for this pickup. So you kind of want him to die, so you get the pickup, so you can rebuild him and stuff. Then you have the Company Champion in tier 3, which is just a pretty chunky fighting lad. He can get special weapons in the plasma guns, flamers, and melter guns. Flamers are tier 1, plasma guns and melter guns are tier 2. In tier 2 you get a special squad, which is called the Sword Brethren. The Sword Brethren are heavy infantry, getting access to plasma guns, flamers, but also power weapons and power fists, similar requirements to the other squads that you need the special upgrades for them. They can get frag grenades and crack grenades, and they have a special upgrade. Do I have it researched already? It is over here, like the Terminator honors for those guys, so they get I think more HP, and it says that they get a armor class increase to Terminator armor, which isn't shown like because it's still heavy infantry, but it's a higher armor class. It's the best infantry armor class apart from commander, so they get really tanky later on, but I think this upgrade is locked behind tier 3. Speaking of tier 3, then you can add your Terminators. You have your Sword Brethren Terminators, which is basically your range Terminators. Get access to flamers, assault cannons and cyclone missile launchers, and if you research the teleporter pack, they can teleport. You also have access to these Sword Brethren Assault Terminators, which is, yeah, pretty strong unit. Can start off with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, but can get dual-wielded lightning claws as well, and can teleport if they have the teleporter thingy activated researched. Finally, in tier 4 from your marshal you can summon the Blade Veterans, which are Primaris Marines. You see it, they are a little higher than your standard Marines. They get crack grenades and crack grenades, get this Blade Guard Ancient, I think this is this guy. Gives, I think, yeah, standard bearer gives an aura around it. Yeah, we quickly can check it if it moves away. Okay, yeah, this is the aura from this standard bearer, and then this aura from this standard bearer. So this is a kind of a secondary standard bearer, and they get very interesting weapons that they get in Neo Volkite pistol and also bolt pistol. So they start off in melee, but you can give them at least, I think everyone in the squad, yeah, everyone in the squad can get a special weapon, so they can turn to ranged combat as well. Okay, these are your infantry. Now to the vehicles. The vehicles are very versatile as well, pretty standard for most Space Marine factions. You get a Rhino, which can transport stuff and use smoke launchers, but then you also have a Razorback, which can get a Flamer and then also an assault cannon if you have an armory, and later on tier 3, I think, you get a last cannon, smoke launchers as well. So can transport stuff, but only one, and yeah, more offensive based. You also get access to this Dreadnought, which half of the time starts off with a sword. Quickly showing you that because it's I really like it. Come on. Some start off with a sword. I thought it's about 50-50. There you go. There you come. This looks so good if they have the little sword in their hand. Just a little detail there. But most importantly, they are very versatile on the weapon options. They can get these 4 units all in tier 1, tier 2. Twin-linked autocannons, heavy flamers multi-melter, and assault cannon. All your needs in tier 2, and then in tier 3 or 4 you can get the twin-linked las cannon, which makes them even better in range combat. They start off with this heavy bolter, but as they are Black Templar dreadnoughts, they are a little stronger than your normal dreadnought with only one hand. They are basically as if they have 1.5 hands, so they fight pretty well in melee. You have also access to this land speeder. This land speeder is special in the weapon options. You can get an assault cannon right away or a Typhoon missile launcher. The Typhoon missile launcher needs an armory, and I think got buffed in the capabilities of anti-air. Isn't the greatest in terms of damage overall, so land speeders for them aren't the greatest option. However, you have also access to this land speeder Tempest, which is special over the land speeder Tempest from Space Marine City. It already has the crack grenades on board, so you cannot choose between frag grenades and crack grenades. You always have, quote unquote, you have to take the crack grenades, but they're also pre-installed, so there's that. In tier 3 you get access to more units. You get access to a Predator. Predator can get the Stormbolter guy on top, and then later on the last cannons on the side will always keep the autocannon on top, however. Can but use smoke launchers, which most Predators cannot. Then you have the Vindicator over here. The Vindicator is a short-ranged artillery, start with a Stormbolter, but also can get the Stormbolter guy in addition, so a lot of Stormbolting. Can get smoke launchers and a machine spirit ability. The machine spirit ability requires a special tier 3 research, which also requires a relic, which is called the Sacred Artifacts. Next up we have the Damocles. The Damocles is a support vehicle that is produced from your HQ. I think it starts off with less HP, but if you go to tier 4 it gets more HP. I think that's how it goes. Can use smoke launchers and orbital bombardment right off the get-go without a requirement of an orbital relay beacon, which is nice. And then you have a long-range scanner, which really has long range and scans the area around it. It requires the orbital relay beacon, however. Also in tier 3, requiring the orbital relay beacon because it's built there, and the Sacred Artifact is the Venerable Dreadnought. Venerable Dreadnought is basically a Dreadnought, but just a whole lot better. Starts off with a twin-linked flamer, but also can get multi-melters and plasma cannons. Plasma cannons is special for him, you could say. Jumping to tier 4, you have 2 Land Raiders, 3 actually. You have the Land Raider Achilles, which is basically your anti-infantry, but also anti-vehicle, it states. Not sure why. Is this multi-melters? Medium range weapons devastating against units and buildings. There you go. Then you have access to the Land Raider Crusader. This is your anti-infantry unit. You see all these heavy bolters and stuff. This one also can get the machine spirit. All they can get the machine spirit, but these also give hunter killer missiles if you have the Sacred Artifacts researched. And then you have the Land Raider Prometheus. The Prometheus is special in that it is not relic unit alone, it is a super heavy, so you need to have a relic and a critical, but it does not share a cap, so you can get 2 Land Raiders with those. Land Raider Prometheus normally should have some flamey bits, I guess, but he has some heavy bolters on top, and the scanner, I think, the pre-installed hunter killer missile system, depending heavy bolters, has an onboard advanced detection systems allowing transportation of 1 hero or Terminator squad. So yeah, there's not sure where the flames come in. Maybe I'm not seeing it here. And last but not least, you have your Knight Armiger, which is your tier 1 Titan, but you can get 2, not 1 but 2 of those. They come in pairs normally, and you see they can get also dual autocannons instead of this chain sword and melter thingy, I guess. Also have autocannon on top, so very fast for Titan, very jockey, but yeah, the costs are like half of a Titan each. I'm a little not sure about the aura they have here. Is this from this guy? Used by commanders to reduce their mobile base operations. Decided key. Okay, they can detect and stuff, and also use hunter killer missiles. But I'm not sure. I think maybe this is the Venerable Dreadnought. Quickly check if we move away over here. The aura goes away. And now if the Venom Dreadnought goes on top. Oh no, this is not from him. Is it from the Damocles? Now this is some checking now. But this could also be anything really. Be a commander. I think could be this guy, right? There's some auras going around, not sure which one it is, however, which unit. There's something that increases the capabilities of vehicles. I'm not sure which of the vehicles does it. If you know, there's quite a lot of unexplained stuff in the Black Templars, so if you know what this is, please tell me in the comments. Okay, with this little puzzle in the end, we finish now the coverage of the vehicles, and now jump into the tech tree where you can see the tech tier availabilities of the various units and upgrades. And here we are in the tech tree document. Pretty much all I've said you will see here as well. Like when each unit is available, from which building it is and stuff like that. The command squad requires the Castellan, for example, the vows, and that one of them gives the HQ, this aura which have a speed increase and whatnot. The Sword Brethren in tier 2, the Predators in tier 3, and also the Terminators, as well as the special Grimaldo's guy in tier 3, as well as the Venerable Dreadnought. So a lot of stuff available in tier 3. Some of the stuff is available in tier 4 as well. In general, I would say the strongest tier is either right away in tier 1, when they have a really strong opener with some strong units and strategies. Then in tier 2 it becomes a little better in that you get the vows, the Crusader seals, dreadnoughts, and the stuff. So in tier 2 you can still hold your own pretty well. Tier 3 also is very strong in the sense that you have Predators and Terminators. Not that it's very special, but what makes tier 3 really good is the Damocles and this Commander unit here. Tier 4 is compared to, let's say, other factions that have a very big versatility in tier 4 isn't the greatest. It got a little bit better that this guy is now a super heavy and not a relic anymore alone. And you have also now the Marshal, which helps your tier 4 presence quite a bit. Upgrades and stuff I have already covered. Now quickly jump to the units. You see that I have put everything that can get Zealous Righteous Zeal tag on it. So you can quickly check what is get Zealous and what not. The passives they get from Uphold the Emperor here to their damage resistances I have put there. Most of the stuff we have talked already. I have this Thunderhawk pickup icon over here, so you can see that this guy gets the Thunderhawk pickup, and also the Standard Bearer here has the same icon, of course. Weapon availability throughout the tiers. You can see here that the Last Cannon is indeed tier 3. The Terminators can teleport with the upgrade, of course. Is there something special I wanted to tell you? I think so. Quickly checking weapon availability for the Dreadnought is in fact tier 3 as well for the Last Cannon. The same is true for the Razorback, so tier 3 is your Last Cannon tier for those guys. And yeah, I found out the passive, the aura, comes from the Land Raider Prometheus here. He buffs nearby vehicles. It states that with increased side range and detection capability. So this is the buff you get, and yeah, the Machine Spirit is listed here, the aircraft. And yeah, the last important or interesting thing is that in survival, if you're tier 4 and have a fight on higher, on harder or insane, you get a different Land Raider, not Achilles, Phobos, I think it's called. So you get another different Land Raider. So you have actually 4 different Land Raider types for the Black Templar, which I find interesting. And in survival, you can even field 3 of these, which I really, really like. So yeah, this is basically the units and stuff out of the way. Now we jump over to the build orders, which can be, which are very special. They are not your standard Space Marine stuff. So yeah, you will see it in a second. And here we are on the build order document. We have normally a standard build order. You will notice that the standard build order for Black Templars does not have a generator in it. It is because your standard Kappa unit is your Crusaders, and you have kind of the same issue as Imperial Guard has, that your standard fighting unit is your capping unit. So you cannot afford to have a lot of units around. If you build a generator, you will not get the third squad, which you need quite a lot. Your Castellan is very expensive, but also very needed because it saves you from the righteous Zeal controllers. But yeah, you get a second builder because you build so fast, so you can get your barracks pretty fast. The barracks also, I forgot to tell, the barracks decreases the cost and time needed for your initiate squads, your crusaders and your fire support squad. So you want to wait to have it built before you build the next one. So you, instead of building a second one in the HQ, you get a Castellan, and from this building you get either a ranged support squad or a melee squad. And then once the Castellan is out, you get your command squad and apothecary. Later on the line, you can add more crusaders or fire support squads to generators before kicking to tier 2. Depending on how much you need to fight, you can reinforce. If you do not need to fight and want to have a faster tier 2, that is also fine. But in generally, Black Templars are very good in early aggression. But you always need to have in mind that your units can lose control and that you might have to switch to which squad the Castellan is attached, so you can save them if you need to retreat. Here's a build order that makes use of the tier 1 heavy bolters. This is a variant where you get your Castellan. There's also a variant where you do not get a Castellan, but as I said before, this is very dangerous, so your units can get zealous and lose control, so I prefer this one. You still get a Tech Marine and build your barracks as fast as possible, but then instead of the command squad and melee squad, you get fire support squads. So you have then 2. Later on you get a gen and an armory, so you can then get heavy bolters on each. You can how should I say, the order differs. If you need some more meat on the field first, so you get the squad out first and then you get the building, but you can also get the buildings and then later add in a new unit. It pretty much depends on how the game unfolds. Once you have these out, you might as well get some upgrades for them, but in general you can skip 1 or 2 of those upgrades for a quicker tier 2, so this can be adjusted a bit. Then you have a special one. I made a build order overview for this one. It got nerfed a bit in damage and cost, the plasma pistols, but still is a viable opener. The opener is that you get 3 Crusader squads, you get a generator and an armory, and immediately get the plasma pistol upgrade, so you can get plasma pistols on these Crusaders. And these plasma pistols are very strong on these Crusaders. You later on will want to add the Castellan because he gets also a plasma pistol, and you want then, if you get later the barracks, you want to add neophytes for the shotguns. You also want to get these upgrades, the power thought upgrades, so you can hold 3 plasma pistols instead of just 2, and if you do not have a barracks, you can get 3 models of Crusaders, and with these upgrades every model get a plasma pistol, so you have a really strong ranged capabilities. When you get your eventually you will want to have your barracks, then you can get also the grenades, so each of those guys and your Tech Marines get grenades, so really strong and special opener, I have to say. Very tier 1 focused. Then you have the Assault Initiates, which uses a little abuse. You may also not use it and play it differently, but the way I have set it up is that you get second Tech Marine up, Crusader, and you wait a bit before then getting the second Crusader and the Tech Marine. You wait basically once the barracks is up. Once the barracks is up, you get and the barracks and the armory is up, you get a Assault Initiate, and then you use the little trick where you can delete your armory and start the grenades. So you have like these Tech Marine with grenades, you have your Crusaders with grenades, and you have very beefy ASM around. So if you do not want to use this abuse, you might as well let your armory stay, build a generator, and then get the upgrade. So you're not abusing it. If you want to have earlier grenades, you can use this. Keep in mind, many people see this as cheating, and this is also forbidden in most tournaments. So yeah, I'm more of a guy that says if it's in the game, it's a feature, you can use it, but there are people thinking otherwise. So yeah, just to keep that in mind. Here are some generators and then go to tier 2. The thing, if you have deleted the armory and you go to tier 2, it is not very good if you just follow it up with more infantry, but then you because then you want to have your armory. So if you want to follow this up with infantry, you might as well keep your armory and get the upgrades and stuff. If you use it as described here, your tier 2 transition will be more into vehicles, because then you do not need the armory as much, because all the upgrades in the armory are more centered around the infantry, and your armory, yeah, you only get like the smoke launchers from an armory. But then, yeah, a lot of different options without any need of the armory in tier 2 with the vehicles. Then we have a turret rush. This is inspired by GapPR, who did this to me and to Number, but also in general is a strong build. You get a Tech Marine out, of course. You build your barracks, and once the barracks are built, you build another one of these Crusaders. One Crusader goes into aggressive mode, the second builder as well. So like these guys and the Castellan go into aggressive mode. Castellan will join later. Basically, this guy is meant for capping, in that so that you have some sustain, because he gets all the upgrades, the neophytes and stuff. I should have noticed here that you want to get the neophytes here. I will add it after this video. So this is your fighting dude. The Tech Marines, as I said, can fight very well. They can build turrets. They are very fast. So yeah, you want to have an aggressive turret, not defensive, an aggressive turret. And yeah, play from there. Basically denying points from your opponent, denying capping, denying listening posts, everything, while also you can use this guy to cap in your own base. Once you have your first points capped, you can retreat one of the Tech Marines back to your home base and start building up the listening posts. And yeah, this is a turret rush, so your tier 2 will be delayed by quite a bit. The idea is that you cripple your opponent more than you cripple yourself. But if you need to follow up with tier 2, you can do it. But yeah, generally this is a build order where you get ahead pretty quickly. Lastly, we have this kind of tier 2 rush, which I always have in, especially for Black Templars. I have tried to use it, but I haven't found a good use for it. Because yes, you have a very fast tier 2, but all the things you have in tier 2 either require an armory, which you do not afford with this, or a vehicle building, which also needs more power than you get from what you get from this one. So there's no real good follow-up for it. So this is just in for, let's say, completionist's sake, but isn't very useful in general. So I wouldn't recommend going this build order. Okay, to sum up the guide, I have now a replay for you, a pretty good replay. I just played here an hour ago or so from the time of the recording. So it was a really good game. It was me as Black Templar against Elder guy. We will see in the replay. Yeah, and shows off the Assault Initiates build order. So yeah, see you in the replay. And here we are on the replay where you see Prophet DS or Prophets playing Elder against me playing Black Templar. As I said, this is gonna be the Assault Initiate opener. Little hiccup here, we're not building it right away, but I get the Stronghold Barracks and the Armory, and then get Crusader Squad, and do not get another one, because you see here it now costs 150, but once the barracks is done, it only costs 135. So this is a little optimization to have just a little more requisition to get everything out. The capping order with those guys is capping this squad, and then the relic. The second Crusader squad will then go over here. You see the marker already. And yeah, I will get Crusader here, then to this squad, and then getting aggressive. Now you see the Crusader. Once this is built, I start the ASM here. Now delete this and get the frag grenades. I will then at some point start the second Tech Marine. I think I cancel it out, so I have enough to get the listening posts now first, and then as I have to start the listening post, I then can add the Tech Marine again. Do I build it right away again? Come on, Max, you can do it. I believe in you. Haha, little late. So you can immediately restart it, so you have it on the offensive. So a little late in this, but now I do it. Yeah, Assault Marines are out. Grenades are being researched. So you see here, these are the aggressive guys. This one gets to build here, and this guy runs over here, wants to build this point. Now I have my assault initiates. My idea is to go over here and harass, but I noticed that there are some rangers already in my doorstep, being a bit annoying. So I think I just challenged him with your Mifma ASM, because why not? I got a little lucky that he changes the attention to the Techtrees and not keeps on killing this one model, because then I would have turned zealous. This guy is now E-cap here, and yeah, they will eat some storm, some chainsaw hits to the face, but will not lose a model, sadly. So I need to cap again. This guy over here is already in position. The plan was to be here with the assault marines, but yeah, now that grenades are out, I could throw a grenade here. Not sure if I remember or just pull back. Yeah, I think in panic I pulled back, but I could have chucked in a grenade here. Do I remember? I quickly look here to the bottom, but I need want to see if I remember. Yeah, those guys actually throw a grenade. You see here my assault initiates are busy forcing melee combat to the rangers, and as soon as they stand down, they will lose a model or two. So they are really good in that. I now have this point and move them over here. This is now my aggressive squad. I have these points up and now want to get aggressive with the assault initiates, with these crusaders here and the tech marines. The tech marines, as I said, are really good in what they do. The rangers get stuck here in 4 minutes, so I am lucky and get a few more hits in. You see, these assault initiates are generally really good at defense and staying alive, not as much in dealing damage. So it takes a while before you kill a model. But yeah, you sustain very good. Now you see here that I have prioritized getting neophytes on this. So I got a little unlucky, only one shotgun dude. But yeah, now that I have this up, I can... yeah, I lost my builder here to some, I think, rangers or guardians and stuff. Farseer is now here, so I'm thinking, okay, how about if I look into the base? I lost morale, sadly, and there's actually a support platform, which I find interesting. Never have seen it in this position, but it kind of makes sense. It protects your relic and your point over here, and I cannot stay here and decap, so I lose 2 models, so I need to jump out before I lose control. Some guardians checking the base, not sure if they want to go for the decap here. I think they will, but I am fast enough to get the point over here. Finally, I'm fast enough for once. So yeah, my new plan is to set up shop over here. In general, I have more than half of the map, so I should be in generally in a good spot. Yeah, my tech marine moving on. These tech marines are busy here. The only problem that I really have is that my tech marines are all over the place. So I'm not able to get, what would I say, any generators yet. Chucking in a grenade again with those guys, you see these grenades are really what makes this so good. I'll get a generator just here, so I can just get a generator somewhere basically. And you now see here that the shotguns and the assault initiates in combinations are pretty good. The rangers are infiltrated over here. I know that they are here, but I have no means to detect them for now. So I just keep away from them. Upgrading this listening post, I think, at some point. And also want to get... I don't know, what do I want to get? I want to have this listen post upgraded. And yeah, getting tier 2 of course. Chucking in another grenade with this tech marine. Now losing morale against but with those guys. Not sure what detects. Do those guys detect actually? Okay, I think the tech marine artificers detect. I learned something today. So I need to edit the tech tree if I haven't already. So the tech marines also detect. I have built a turret over here in the sense that I want to attack the relic, but this is out of range. I should have built it over here. So for now those guys go over here, those guys go over here, but I'm just podding and prodding and just wanting to cover the build up of this turret over here. Now I realize that this is not in range, so I'm a bit sad. Getting another turret, and I want to another generator. I want to get the turret over here. He peels off models with the Farseer every now and then, which is pretty good from him. I have now this point and can now go to this point as well. Only having 2 fighting squads and no caster and nothing, but tier 2 started now. Tier 2 on a 6 minute is okay, a little later than you normally would have, but this is a very aggressive game so far. So yeah, now that I have the Trento turret, I can put on a little timer on this. You see the damage isn't high, but it will be more and more over time. So I thought, okay, I cannot really run into the base. I need to check, and if I can, I kill this one. I try to do this, I refocus my turrets that they focus the listening shrine, so I refocus them to this. These guys are now just running in here, trying to kill this listening post. It is an upgraded listening post, so killing it would be very good. Farseer for now just looking over the river, and I think I check a grenade or two, but yeah, I will be able to get this point. The problem is that these guys are now sellers, you cannot move away. Those guys can move out of the way, but those will eat shots, a few shots, and cannot move out for now. I want to get them out of this fight, so I get a turret over here, trying to get them, yeah, so I can now get them to safety, which is good. The controllers and everything only lasts 5 seconds, at least code-wise. If it's really 5 seconds or not, I can't tell, really. The code is set up to, yeah, to 5 seconds, so. Now that I'm tier 2, I got a few upgraded listening posts on the way, and now getting the machine cult. I'm getting the generator first, and I'm getting the machine cult. Cannot use stuff from the machine cult very much. I have chosen the vow, uphold the thingy of the emperor, so these guys are a little more resilient now. It's the idea. I will not get a Castellan or Elfus champion, but the vow in general only costs 100 requisition, so might as well get it. More and more annoying from these rangers here, so yeah, I'm just standing here for now. I still have this turret attacking this point, now getting here the less cannon emplacement, so they can have a little longer range and will be able to do actually damage on this. I thought it has longer range and attacks it. Huh. Maybe I would have needed to manually force attack here. Bad on my part. Also getting the less cannon emplacement over here, because I think I'm thinking of some vehicles from the opponent, and now I see these fire dragons, and fire dragons are bad news because they can be attacked by these turrets, but they are basically Terminator armor, so they can withstand an extended amount of damage. The rangers over here killing some dudes. And yeah, I will lose both of the turrets against those guys. Will come in with my assault initiates and try to get them away, but it was too late. Now this is out, I will get a land speed, a tempest, and then a vehicle cap increase, because it takes 2 cap a land speeder, and then yeah. I'm making a micro mistake. I should have micro them to attack these, but I do not, so they can freely take down my buildings over here. I'm getting the listening posts over here, however, and yeah, the rangers getting the decap in the middle. I think I wanted to challenge them, but as soon as they are finished capping, I cannot see them anymore. I do not have an armory, so I do not. I'm not available to get melter bombs over here, so all my anti-vehicle is now this land speeder tempest, which I want to get more of. You see my economy is pretty well. I think his opponent is not, his economy is not. Need to refocus here to this falcon, which I do, but a little late here, I think, trying to repair, which I'm not able to, and lose my tech marine as well. And this land speeder is here being annoying, but now in comes the fire dragons, and the fire dragons will do quite a lot of damage. You see here, I need to get out of their firing range ASAP. One good point of having attack marines at the front line is that they can turn and repair your vehicles pretty well. Even now getting tier 3 because I have so much resources, adding more generators. I think at some point also getting the generator upgrade. These land speeder tempests cost a lot of power indeed. Kind of dodged this AoE over here. But still, I do have more points than my opponent, so this is good. They try to get this point over here, but I'm getting my assault initiates in here as well as my land speeder tempest, so I kind of use my mobility here. And he does not kill my listening post. This was really lucky on my part that he didn't wait for 1 second longer, so this thing survives here. Got a little lucky, as I said. Get some shots on the Farseer, but he has now the middle point and I cannot see these rangers. So yeah, I can fly over here, but they will not be able to do anything. There are more fire dragons here. I think one fire dragon squad is in here, so my assault initiates come in to tie them up, so my land speeders can deal enough damage, so this works out pretty well. I will lose this listening post. Yeah, these guys throwing in a grenade more But in generally, yeah, I lose this point. This squad of fire dragons is oddly split up, so they will survive. These guys running in are also split up. You see some are here, some are here. Sometimes this happens. More land speed attempts coming in will be able to take down the citizen post, so reducing the economy of my opponent even further. Tier 3 is now done. Getting now the vehicle cap increase so I can get a predator. This is my idea. Now I start to lose my land speeders, which is a little sad. Those guys are still fighting. And yeah, another tech marine is here, and I think I built a orbital landing. Orbital thingy-majigs, orbital relay. Yeah, with the vehicle cap increase I will be able to field a predator. Those guys are here for an extended amount of time, and you can see just how tanky these guys are. Everyone is fighting at them and they are still surviving. I think I have officially lost control over them, trying to get this support platform, but there's the fire dragons. But the fire dragons in turn get tied down by this initiate, so will the... Oh, it survives. It's only like 26 HP. And I think this thing will fire a hell of a lot, and I think I just didn't see it later on the line. Now I get the point in the middle because, yeah, these guys are just standing here for now. And yeah, the Predator's on the way. I get a squad cap increase so I can get both Terminator variants and not only one. But for now, I even saved these Assault Initiates. They can be useful later on for capping duties, these jump squads, so do not let them die as easily. And there comes the Predator, and just another Predator, because why not? Also adding now the personal teleporters in the orbital landing flare, orbital relay beacon, and sword brethren terminators. And now adding also now the armory back, because now that I have these terminators out, I can make use of some upgrades. We now have some warp spiders here as well, but warp spiders do not deal anything against this Predator. This Predator will I ever need to be careful with these fire dragons, but I have those guys that can tie them up. The Terminators are done now. We'll deep strike in here momentarily. I think I deep strike them over here, okay. And I need to get the upgrade, the Crusader Seals, there you go, so that I do not lose control over my Terminators. That would be absolutely horrible. Second Predator's out. I think I forget it for a while, so it will just stand there. And now my Soul Terminators are also here, and I can be deep striked. These guys need to come in closer. Yeah, these guys. It really tries to get down the Predator, but cannot. Predator will survive for now. And there's also still a tech mine over here repairing this listening post, or building up the listening post again. And yeah, I think I do not have control over them yet, because the Crusader Seals are not up yet, and I think, yeah, this point got repaired. And yeah, we'll shoot at my Predator again and again and again. For now it's at the Sword Brethren, I think. These guys will get at some point a Sword Cannon, because I have mostly infantry against me. And now the second Predator finally comes in. It took some time. And the Sword Brethren are still alive here. I got them a lot of Qs, so that I do not lose control, but I do not lose control anymore because I have Crusader Seals. Yeah, so very, very nice standing for me here. Not a lot that he is doing against me. There's this support platform that I totally kind of do not see. I'm looking, where does the shots come from? Where does the shots come from? But I just don't see, because I'm like from here or something. And yeah, this was a bit sad. You see the damage gets really high on this Predator. I think he even will kill it because of that. Not sure what do I get. I get the power increase. And for now keep these units around. You see, I try to repair it, but the next shot coming in, and down it goes. Bad for me. Now, I thought it would be somewhere here. I really don't see it. Now it's just gone just from some random fire, I guess. Support portal over here is still alive. Not sure why I keep it alive. Now I finish it. Come on, shoot. It is still surviving. 28 HP. These guys are in here and also now focusing down a generator. I mean, when you're here, why not? This Falcon Craft tank needs to turn away. Yes, it does. And for now I'm kinda getting my Predator back and thinking about tier 4 maybe. Terminators are here going back, but his economy needs to be in shambles, or should be in shambles, and mine should be pretty solid. Rebuilding the Salt Brethren. I think might as well get a turret again here to get the listening shrine done. And yeah, getting now the Predator here. And I think I cancelled because I wanted to get the Damocles at some point. You see here me starting the Damocles shortly, but the Damocles requires 3 pops, so I cancel it, get a pop upgrade, and then start tier 3 again. Yeah, I think I also get some Crusaders or something to get some points back on the map. And for now, this is my hit squad: 2 Predators and 2 Terminators, basically against the world. Predators, of course, with the Storm Bolter upgrade, and the Sword Brethren with the Crusader Seals and everything, so they are also not really shabby at all. He now comes in and tries to kill the 6th post. I come in with my reinforced assault initiates, but they will get down for now. So he gets a listening post. But yeah, he could in theory focus down this machine cult, but I think he's very worried about his base over here, which is not really standing anymore. There's the next support platform, but as soon as these guys start to shoot at it, it will go down. And tier 4 is on the way for me, so then I could add land raiders and stuff. I'm not using my infantry cap efficiently. I could use, I don't know, command squad. Or even I could go even for the Grimaldos guy, which I do not go for. This is a mistake. You should get Grimaldos. Yeah, rebuilding my Damocles, but yeah, getting the Grimaldos guy with his retinue would be also very nice. I think I noticed it at some point and built it, but yeah, this game is over. GG, well played from Profi DS. Really make me run for my money, so it was yeah, a lot of fun. And I hope I showed you the assault initiate opener as well as the way to follow it up. Kind of turns into a build order for you here a bit, but yeah. Yeah, if I have forgotten anything about Black Templars, which I probably have, for example that these Tech Marines, if you put them in Rhinos or Land Raiders, they give them a little regeneration aura. Some of these little stuff BT has all around. But for now, as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!